Hey y'all, Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl. And today we're going to talk about closing more conversations, creating more conversations, and closing more sales with better conversations. And I got to tell you, a lot of times I really believe that we struggle with this because, we might be a network marketing or a coach, and we think social media means we don't have to talk to people, right? We're on our cell phones, we won't be texting people. You may not be talking to anyone, but you're still communicating. And as we know, a big part of communications is, most of it, more than half of it's nonverbal, right? So being able to talk to people, build up that know, like, and trust factor, ask questions, and really creating opportunities to share what you do is never become more relevant and more important than today, because we really just can't get away with what we used to do years ago. It just doesn't work anymore, right? So I want to welcome you guys on as we're going to dig into closing more sales with better conversations. All right. But where are you tuning in from right now? And what are you most excited about when it comes to, the next few months? Kids are finishing up school, summer, all the things. So we really need to start thinking about how can we close more conversations? And I'm here to share this with you guys as you're thinking about this. I'm going to tell you some tactical things you can do today. But what is going to be most important is how you are showing up, your posture, your confidence. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of self-esteem, self-image, just the mindset isn't there. The stories you're telling yourself about the interactions you're having with other people. So if you guys, as you go through this content with me and you're like, yeah, she's totally right. I know that I'm vibing weird with people, like it feels awkward. I get ghosted. I hear crickets. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or it seems to be going pretty well, and then people just disappear. It's going to come down to that vibe that you're sending, and that's energy. Okay. So you'll see more trainings as we go along on energetics, because we will really be focusing on that as a company with the content we deliver. We will always be teaching you the simple systems and online strategies that work today in sales and marketing on social media. That's our zone of genius. That's what we crush. But as the work I'm doing on myself to level up to that, to upgrade my life so I can show up bigger in this world and more powerfully for you, I'm turning inward and I'm learning about, how am I vibing? How am I showing up? How am I communicating to others? And that's what this stems down to. So if you like the idea of learning more about the nonverbal side of this conversation, the energy, just how you are showing up and how you're communicating and interacting with others. So let's talk about closing more sales with better conversations. So with creating conversations, we want to think about how can we reach more people proactively instead of posting and praying and, asking the same 10 people, following up with those same 10 people. Are they ready to go ahead and buy from you? The way that you're going to create new business in your efforts on social media is by creating conversations, new conversations. Because what we have to remember is a sales funnel is real, whether or not you study marketing. And people move through your funnel, and there's less and less people as you get to the close, till you get to the sale, right? Well, this top part, you've got to put new people in there all the time. And that's the number one place I see people miss is they're not putting new people in their funnel, okay? So a couple of different things you can do is you can start with your content. So when you're posting on your wall on Facebook, in your Facebook groups, on Instagram, you want to be asking questions every time you post. So a great example, I posted on my wall recently, I was featured in a magazine called I can't even think of the name of it right now, She Revolution maybe, and great magazine, it's awesome. And we, my amazing marketing team got us featured in that magazine. And instead of me saying, oh my gosh, I just was featured in a magazine, #blessed, I'm amazing, I said, being featured in this magazine reminds me that our past does not define us. I am somebody who, struggled with reading and writing the first couple of years of school. I didn't go to preschool. I didn't even know the songs in kindergarten. I was like completely clueless. And I remember being like, all these kids know these songs and I don't. But I struggled through about second, third grade, and it was a big struggle. And you know what that's like when you're a little kid. And I wrote about that, and that now I read a book every week and I write every single day. And what about you? And I ask the question, tell me about you. What's something from your past that, doesn't define you, and you've like overcome something that like held you back? And I had lots of people sharing, openly sharing things that they had gone through or stories they've told themselves. that's how you can take a magazine feature, which seems really cool and, oh, look at me, right? Let's make it about them. Okay. And when you start shifting your social this way, you will fall in love with social media. I always laugh when people tell me they can't stand social media. I'm like, I love it. And I don't love it because I teach it. I love it because it fills my cup up. My feed is full of amazing things, inspiration, motivation. Like that's what I've created and that's what I surround myself with. And I want to show up that way as well. So ask questions on every single post, whether it's a curiosity post, which you all probably need to work on, but you got to learn how to create curiosity. Once a week you do a curiosity post, but all the other posts that week should be engaging content where you're sharing about yourself and you're asking them about them. Okay. The other thing that you can do with posts to create conversations is indirect curiosity posts, direct curiosity posts. And then from those, you're going to pull people into Messenger. So if you're taking notes, write this down. What we want to do is, and by the way, share with me in the comments, how often are you creating curiosity? How often are you doing curiosity posts on your wall? Let me know in the comments, okay? Oh, also, before I forget, just saw my notes here, put link in the comments if you have not seen our Gold Digger Credits program. We have Gold Digger Girl Credits. So what that means is for every training you complete, every podcast you listen to, every Facebook Live that you watch, YouTube, you just have to put it on our tracker that we have, and we have gifts that we send you in the mail. Yeah. So there's certain milestones for completing 25, 50, and 100. And you fill out the tracker. When you're done, there's a form to submit, and then we mail you gifts. I know. So I want to reward you for working hard and learning this information. And we have to give our biofeedback to our subconscious mind that we're doing a good job by learning. It keeps us focused. It keeps us on track. And, we're earning while we're learning. It's that powerful, right? So just put link in the comments if you've not participated in our Gold Digger Girl Credits program. It's incredible. We have it in place for you, anyone in our community, okay? I want to make sure I mentioned that because I forgot to tell you guys about it recently. Okay, so going back to curiosity posts. So here's an example of how you can use an indirect curiosity post to get leads, okay? If you sell a product, let me just show you as simple as possible. My hair is best described as blank. My lashes are best described as blank. My skin is best described as blank. My weight is best described. And you might be like, what? My energy level is best described. And you're like, can you say that? Yes. Just put it out there. Just say it. Okay. What's the worst that can happen? People don't comment. And then when people comment, now obviously it's very obvious you're talking about like an attribute, whether it's hair or skin. Yes, they might be like, oh, okay, Kimberly sells whatever. Like, I know she's going to sell me her thing. But you have to remember, you have new people you're getting in front of all the time. You're friend requesting new people. You're in Facebook groups meeting others. Maybe on Instagram, people come and follow you on Facebook. There's new people in your world, okay? So we're looking for the new people. We're not worried about our high school friend that has seen our post for 15 years. It's the new people coming into our world that we want to expose to what we do. So if you said my hair is best described, mine is like, it's very frizzy. And let's just say that's what I put. My hair is best described and I put frizzy, and you sell shampoo, okay? You could reach out to me. You could comment and be like, oh yeah, girl, that was so me. That was, I totally feel you. My hair was like that. My hair used to be like that. It's like, oh, it used to be like that. What do you mean by that? So, oh, I thought that was the bus. I was like, why is the bus going by our house right now? Okay, so what you could do is you could reach out to me. I said frizzy hair. You could comment. You want to comment. You don't want to say in the comments, oh, you should buy my shampoo. No selling on your wall, okay? If someone comes to your profile, they should not know what you sell. Go into Messenger. Hey, Kimberly, I saw that you commented that your hair is really frizzy. Yeah, totally can relate to you. My hair used to be so frizzy. I couldn't even run a straightener through it. It wasn't even worth it. I did completely switch out my shampoo, and I can send you got to check out this before and after, right? Maybe you send them a picture, or you're like, I switched to this line, and the reason why I love it is because my hair's not frizzy anymore and it's not toxic. So have you tried this? Not heard of. Have you tried this brand before? And you tell them the name and they're like, no, I haven't, or I've heard of that. Yeah. Money back guarantee, obviously, so you can definitely try it out. I'm a brand influencer, or I am a brand, I'm a stylist for them. I'm a consultant for them. I'm an advocate, or whatever you describe yourself. I'm a brand influencer for them. I love their stuff. Let me know if I can put a personal recommendation together for you. Okay. Be an expert, be a consultant. Because then it's like, oh, she's gonna put a recommendation. Okay, yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing. I go into the store and I'm like, there's a 50 million choices here. I don't know what to buy. Okay. So can you do that? Yes. Is it a bit of a stretch? Meaning, are people going to answer just for fun about your question and not be interested in your shampoo? Yes. Some will, some won't. So what? I have way more conversations happening with that question than you not posting. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get out there and put something up on the wall. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can do the poll feature. So you can use the poll feature in your stories. You can do it on your wall. I do it all the time. I'll just say, I'm taking a poll. What best describes you, A, B, or C? You could do this with anything. It could be with, I'm taking a poll. And if you could make a little extra money every month to take some pressure, off of the bills coming in, what would best describe you? A, $0 to $500. B, $500 to, $1,000. C, $1,000 plus. And then those could be business prospects. Okay. All right. So the other thing I want you to focus on is your stories. So in your stories, you have to do this, guys, is tell me if you're doing this using the poll feature, using the quiz feature. You're asking questions. You're telling people to DM you. Even if you're doing reels or TikToks or whatever, like calls to action, send me a DM, text this word, drop me below. Every time you do something, you want to ask yourself, how can I use this content to drive leads into my inbox? Okay. Write that down for your notes. How can I use this content to drive leads into my inbox? If you've noticed so far today, I have told you about the Chakras in Business webinar coming up. If you guys jumped on partway through, just put link in the comments and I'll send you the webinar information for that. I've also talked about the Gold Digger Credits program that we have, and I've invited you to come participate in that. It's two things I've already shared with you while we've done this live together. So it doesn't feel like, oh gosh, she's sending me all these links and she's telling me all these things. I'm inviting you to tell me if you want that thing. And if some of you are watching and you didn't put link at all, it's not for you, and that's okay. Okay. So again, some will, some won't. So what? So with your stories, what you want to think about is, how can I create the story, invite them to engage with me and have a conversation? You're not necessarily having a conversation on your wall or in your story. It's in the DMs. The DMs is where you're making the money. Okay. So use your stories to be able to create conversations in the DMs. You're always going for the DMs. That's what we want to do. Direct messaging, DMs. You want to make your way into the DMs. Okay. Do not be afraid of Messenger. I was thinking about this, and when I first got into network marketing in 2017, I did go door to door to businesses that carried the products that we had. I was with a beauty company, and I went into salons, wherever people were that would potentially like want to try the stuff out. You guys, DMs, so much easier. Just trust me on that. It's so much easier than going door to door, talking to complete strangers, like awkwardly, like, hey, do you have a second between clients? Can I show you this? Like, I did that because I was that committed to making this work and figuring this business out. How committed are you? If you're afraid of the DMs and you won't get comfortable in there, then this is on you. The lack of growth is completely on you. But if you're like, no, put me in coach, like I'm willing to learn, then you got to get in there. You're not going to learn this by watching a video and reading a script. You're going to learn it by talking to real people. Okay. The last area I want you to focus on, actually, I'll give you a bonus one too, is connections, where you're connecting with people on the regular. So birthday messages are great. So if tomorrow is, Jody's birthday, and I'm going to message her the day before. I'm like, hey, Jody, happy early birthday. Are you doing anything fun? And she's like, oh, thank you. You're one of the first, to send me a birthday message. Oh, my family's taking me, to Walt Disney World. That's so awesome. That's great. Well, hey, while I have you, I realized that we've been friends for some time here on Facebook. We haven't really connected. And I saw in your profile that you're also XYZ. You're also an entrepreneur. I'd love to get to know you better. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm a realtor. And boom. Okay. Have a conversation, tell what you do, and say, hey, I work with a lot of realtors. Would you like to check out what I'm doing? If not, no worries. Happy birthday. But if so, let's chat. Rinse, repeat all day long. Okay. Friend request. Be friending new people. Do the same thing when those inbound friend requests happen. And then the bonus tip is inside of Facebook groups. Make connections inside of Facebook groups. Do not go into Facebook groups and post your products or your links in the comments or any of that stuff. Go into Facebook groups, get the lay of the land, offer value, contribute, be a valuable asset to the Facebook group, because the hardcore members, the ones that are in there all the time, will notice that. like, oh, I really like her, I'm gonna friend her. Or if you friend them, they're like, oh, I see Kimberly around all the time. Yeah, I'll accept her friend request. And then what happens when you have a friend request accepted? They see your content. New friend request, Facebook puts your content in front of that new friend because you have a new relationship and it wants you guys to connect. Huge. So go into those Facebook groups, get to know those people, and then you friend request them. It's literally, you could do this all day, every day. Instagram. When's the last time you pulled up your Instagram followers and you followed them back, but you messaged them? Check out their profile, make sure they're your avatar, and then said, hey, thanks for following me on Instagram. I just, I've been following you as well, or I just started following you and I love your stuff. But, are you also an entrepreneur? Or I saw that you're into branding. Like, that's so cool. I'm a life coach. Maybe we can support each other. Let me know a little bit about yourself. Okay. Get out there, talk to people. The more conversations you have, you will qualify those people, ask good questions, right? We've been talking a lot about asking questions, qualify them. That just means, are they a good prospect for you? And then before you know it, you guys are supporting each other. They're joining your team. They become a client. Maybe you give them a referral. I mean, that's what we do, guys. Myself and the coaches that I become friends with in the industry, other top leaders out there in our space, we refer each other to each other. We're like, hey, check this out. Ooh, you've got to try this software. Oh, I'm like, you guys know me with Project Broadcast. You can't get me to shut up about it. I think what Jake, the owner of Project Broadcast, has created is incredible. And it's helped my students. It's helped the people I've worked with. I'm always telling Jake about Project Broadcast. You better believe if someone's like, oh, Jake, I don't know how to grow my business on social media. He's like, go follow the Goal Digger Girl. You better believe he's referring people back to me. Why are you not collaborating with others and not seeing yourself as somebody who's valuable, as an asset to others, and reciprocating? It's abundance. It's abundance mindset. It's the law of reciprocity, and it's realizing that there's enough for everyone. Okay, so let's collaborate. Let's not compete. And at the end of the day, let's totally crush it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. If it was, let's give you a little curiosity post here. Okay, take a picture of me. You can put it in your stories, and you can say something like this: just crushed a challenge, or crushed a training with Kimberly, the Goal Digger Girl, and I wanted to know, and then ask a question. I wanted to know what you're currently working on in your business. Boom. What are you currently working on in your business? Every person who answers that question has a business. They're all prospects, every single one of them. Okay. So that's what I want you to do. Put that in your stories and then implement what we talked about today. Until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon.